special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. The fans are making noise at Quicken Loans Arena here in Cleveland for their Cavaliers. Very strong basketball is the recipe for them right now. 4 straight wins, looking for number 5.
And this is a chance for them to go 2-0 against this team. They won that first meeting, and with a 3-game season series, they can clinch a winning record against them here tonight.
Yeah, their strategy and execution was solid in the first go-round. We'll see what adjustments they make, if any, in this one.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, Cavs head coach Tyronn Lue hired midway through last season. First-time head coach, he played 11 seasons in the NBA and won 2 championships with the Lakers and spent 6+ seasons on the bench as an assistant coach. LeBron James said there's nothing that he hasn't seen. He's played for Phil Jackson. He's coached with Doc Rivers. He's been all over, so he has experience. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. Certainly a lot expected of everybody in Cleveland. Here at the midway point of the season, the league pecking order now coming more into focus.
You know, I think generally you can see who's going to be in the playoffs by this point. You understand what a playoff team looks like and what a non-playoff team doesn't. Certainly by this point, some teams are saying, you know what, I think we might be heading toward the lottery. Let's help that cause along.
But I never feel, even though people will speculate and talk about this, that the teams try to lose to better their position. I've always felt these are pros. It's on tape, and their individual careers as much as the team is at stake here.
I think you make a great point because these guys are about pride. No one likes losing. In fact, you can see rookies who come in and have had success at a high level on the college game, how much of a toll it takes on them mentally. And I'm a big believer, Kevin, is you can't try to lose, because if you do, it sets a very poor standard moving forward for those players.
That's a great perspective. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Beverly and Harden are the 1 and the 2. Trevor Ariza out there with Ryan Anderson. Then it's Nene in at the 5 spot. And the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. That'll put Tristan Thompson on the line. It's on Nene. And Tristan Thompson, one of the premier offensive rebounders in the game. 2nd overall, in fact, in offensive rebounds last year.
Look, Kevin, this is a guy who makes his living around the rim. He runs rim to rim, terrific on the pick and roll. He's a smart cutter, does a good job lurking on the baseline for drop-offs or second chance points.
Now, here's Ariza. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. 4 on the shot clock. And here's Harden for 3. It's not going to go for him. Cavaliers go the other way with it. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Well, it's no doubt. It's so much easier to run your offense if the defense is not trying to take away any of your options.
LeBron James, Doris, known obviously as a great leader. In fact, Mike Miller, one of his teammates, called him the best teammate in the world. Last season, he was called to task for some of his actions.
Right. Well, Kevin, there were some social media messages which seemed to be sort of criticizing his teammates in some measure, hanging out with Dwayne Wade and talking about getting different teammates. And, of course, between the lines, he was as great as ever. You know, the message from the coach, clear. Focus on your team. Keep it in-house.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him.
I think one of the things I admire about LeBron James is that he realizes his influence should go beyond basketball. I mean, this is the highest earning player in the NBA. But let's keep in mind, this is a guy who's created a business empire. Movies, TV shows, marketing company, sports agency, you name it. His ambition's not limited just between the lines winning titles.
Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
You know, his rebounding was extremely impressive, too. I mean, he snagged some huge boards out there.
Stolen by Thompson. Outside Irving. Hands it from downtown. Irving's got himself on the board with 3 there. And for LeBron, his contract with the Cavaliers represents less than a third of his overall earnings. It's amazing.
Well, how about, Kevin, they call him the king. How about the owner? If he endorses a brand, he doesn't just charge a fee. He wants an ownership stake. It's his goal to become a billionaire and make an impact on a much greater level than just basketball.
2 on the clock. And the shot's good from Nene.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Oh, absolutely. If they're going to allow him that kind of space, he's going to make more than his share of those today.
Now here's LeBron. He's coming off a 19-point game against Brooklyn.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Irving's shot is good.
And guys, you know this. If Kyrie is in rhythm, it doesn't matter how many hands you put in his face. He's still going to drill it.
Al Harden averaging around 27.5 points a game, one of the best in the league. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
If you're the coach, you hope it's a wake-up call. Get them to tighten things up on the inside and start protecting the rim with a little bit more authority.
We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and the team is going to go as hard as we go, as well as the other pieces that we have on the team. But we have to control it from a standpoint that we have to play off each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also perhaps the most demanding of all are the expectations they've got for each other.
Oh yeah. I mean, 2 guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guys should be. They're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from one another. And I got to tell you, it's fun to watch.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
It's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
It feels like these guys are feeding off each other, and that's leading to having some fun and coming up with big shots.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Houston, Brewer is out there with Decker. Then there's Gordon. Then there's Harrell. And it's Beverly in at the point guard. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin Love had a tough first year in Cleveland, and some thought to maximize his impact, he might try free agency and play elsewhere. But Love said that staying was a no-brainer, a max contract and a winning situation. He said it's a great opportunity, going for a championship every year. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. And the Cavs have worked to feature him more offensively. Now, here's Jefferson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. James outside. This one for 3. It's good from long range. Doris, you've worked with so many coaches in so many different ways throughout your career. You were a player and you were an assistant coach yourself, and as a broadcaster now. Do you ever see yourself maybe back on the sidelines?
Yeah, that's how I started my career, Kevin. I've always thought that when my broadcasting career is over, I miss the competition. I miss working with a group of players to sort of achieve something special. So no question, I see myself back there.
Decker dishes to Beverly. And there's the feed to Gordon. There's the pass to Brewer. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Brewer's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Outside Irving. Pass to James. 16 feet away. James with another miss.
Boy, he almost never misses that shot, guys. But he'll take it again if he gets another good look.
Beverly against Irving. And here's Beverly. He's coming off a 13-point game against Memphis.
his rebounding was extremely impressive, too. I mean, he snagged some huge boards out there.
And it's Harrell missing.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Feeds it to Shumpert. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
The long arms of Fry really uses his length well inside.
The Cavaliers have gone 0 for 3 in the game at the line, missing all previous chances.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by, the three from Harden. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Cavaliers lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Tyronn Lue. Coach, what is the focus going to be in the second half?
Just play the right way. Move the ball, share the ball, get stops, and get out and run the transition.
Always leads to good results. Thanks, Tyronn. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the half. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, they spent a lot of time away from the basket offensively. They need to get in the paint, Ernie. Whether it's running the offense through the low post or on dribble drives, pick and rolls, get into the paint.
And that about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. Yeah. I think Kevin Harlan should call the second half. How about you?
I agree.
Yeah, just like you did the first half.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
And in terms of points in that first half, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Well, he's given us every reason to anticipate big scoring outbursts, and tonight no exception.
Cleveland leading by 5.
And when you look at the Rockets, I mean, plenty of offense, but last year there was a huge drop-off defensively. And given this team's lofty goals, that really flies right in the face of that old adage, defense wins championship.
LeBron and Love, the two superstar forwards. Kyrie Irving is out there with DeAndre Liggins, and it's Thompson in at the 5 down low. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. James outside. Pass to Liggins. Love outside. He kicks to Irving. Just 5 on the clock. Cleveland moving the ball around. LeBron can't get it to go. And talking about how the Rockets are structured, they do have some players on the roster, Greg, who can play defense. It's a wonder they've been so bad at that end.
I mean, the problem with defense, though, Kevin, is that it takes all 5 guys to buy in. You have to have a level of trust on the floor, and that happens for the Rockets only once in a while, which is why they give up an insane number of points to their opponents.
Yeah, there are several ways knows that Thompson can be a factor on the offensive end, and he is still adding to that arsenal.
And Beverly kicks to Anderson. Now, here is Harden. Tight defense on him. Here's Nene. That shot off. Great D that time from Love. For the Houston Rockets, they come in off the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and the foul trouble coming down the stretch. You know, they didn't have the guys on the floor you'd like to have out there, nor could they be as aggressive on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I thought the constant substitution threw guys off their normal patterns, and that typically leads to diminished production, as we saw in that game. You know, guys, you could make the case that Tristan Thompson has a center's game and a power forward's frame. He put on some weight going into last season in order to spend more time at the 5. That was probably a wise choice.
For the Cavaliers, Dunleavy's check in for James. Shumpert in there for Kyrie Irving. Gordon's check in for Houston. Rockets trail by 10. And Thompson able, Doris, to defend the 4 and 5 spot pretty well.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, you know, you love his ability to be able to bang inside and also move laterally when he's away from the rim. And though he's not a great shot blocker, he gives you just enough rim protection when you play him at the 5 spot.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Houston shooting their first free throws of the game.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And he knocks down the first one. And for the big 3 in Cleveland, LeBron, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love, it took some time to develop their chemistry.
Well, as Coach Lou said to them, Kevin, hey, it's not always going to be your night. Encourage them to feed the hot hand, and in particular told Kevin Love, you're a bad man. Demand the ball. And I think once he got integrated into the offense, they got better.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Liggins, the screen from Thompson. Liggins, the pass to Shumpert. 6 to shoot. Ariza with the rebound.
Well, he's got to be embarrassed for attempting that one. You got to think twice about that next time.
McDaniels, and he goes in for the dunk.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Here's Liggins. He dishes it to Shumpert. And it's Shumpert again, missing. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Gordon's running. Now, here is Harden. From deep three-point range. A shot that time, not on target. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Cavaliers ahead, up by 6. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Rockets trail by 6, and so in the game for the Rockets. They've got Trevor Ariza. Nene is out there with Anderson. Then there's Gordon. And it's Harden in at the 1 spot. And here's Gordon from outside. Kept alive. It's blocked. Harden outside. The dish to Gordon. Launches it. Hits it from three-point range. Gordon's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Rockets. Cleveland leading by 3. Outside jumper. To the middle. Here's Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Boy, you really have to like the control of Shumpert there. Lets the play develop and made the pass for an easy loop. Nice.
Harden dishes to Gordon. Second shot opportunity. And that's 2 points on the layup. Gordon's got 5 points now this quarter.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Gotta believe they'll hear about it in that next time out. They have to box out better.
Now, here is Irving. Off target from three-point range. There's a minute 40 left in the game. The shot from 20 feet away. Good on that shot. And with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from James Harden. Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're up by 1. 1:35 left in the 4th. Checked in for Cleveland. James comes in for Richard Jefferson. And a switch here also for Houston. Beverly's checked in. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He knows this has been a hard-fought game, and he wanted his guys to just sit down and catch their breath. He said, look, we're right in the game, guys. Let's make a little push here. Let's come out with some bite. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Now, here's Irving. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. Here's Shumpert. Cleveland the rebound. Love kicks to Irving. Irving double team. Thompson passes to LeBron. This is to Irving. It's rebounded by Houston.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Yeah, he gains good position, then gets out on the shooter, affects his rhythm.
Nene, the screen. Harden dishes to Beverly. To take the lead. Yes!
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
But he didn't let the pressure affect him one bit. What nerves.
Timeout called, Cleveland. They're behind by 1. 44 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Near the three-point line, it's Love. Nails it!
How does Kevin Love slip away from the defense? Comes up with a gigantic 4th quarter score.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by 1. There's 42 seconds left in the 4th quarter. inbound. Unable to get that one. And Cleveland will come the other way. They've led by as much as 10. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Harden against Shumpert. Stolen by Thompson. And an intentional foul right there. Here's Irving, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
Had to foul him on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2.
Such a luxury to have Kyrie shoot it like this from the free throw line because the ball is in his hands so often.
And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
But it doesn't get much bigger than that. A perfect trip to the line to give them the critical 3-point cushion. What poise.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're losing by 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Yeah, they could go for the 2 and then foul, but you know they really like that 3.
To the inside, here's Nene. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
The 6'11", broad-shouldered, tough for the defense to get that shot in the nays without fouling.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one, and that brings them within 2 here.
Well, just unbelievable mobility for a player his size. And I don't know if it's the soccer background, growing up in Brazil. Nene can really move his feet.
And so Nene nails both of them. Here's Shumpert, and they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2.
And Shumpert needs to keep working on his stroke from the free throw line, one of the weak aspects of his game.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game. Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 3. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Yeah, they could go for the 2 and then foul, but you know they'd really like that 3.
long range from the inbound. He's off from 3. And an intentional foul there stops the clock. It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
Left side, Anderson puts up a 3. Thompson with the rebound, and he commits the intentional foul.
Shooting for Cleveland, Kyrie Irving. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Off the mark. And so it's Cleveland winning this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kyrie, big numbers for you tonight, and I always wonder what it's like to be in a zone like that offensively.
It was amazing. More importantly, we got the win, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates. They did a heck of a job of competing every single minute of this game. It took everybody's effort from our bench. It took a 15-man effort, and I'm glad we got the win.
15 men, but 1 man was the difference. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olin, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. Now we'll send it up to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who is standing by for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, seen here. Welcome back for the Kyrie Irving. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
This was one of those, what I call microwave games for Kyrie Irving. He got hot, and he stayed hot. How can you ask anyone to do anything more from the point guard position? Inside, outside, creating for his teammates, Kyrie had it going on tonight.
He was dominant, throwing one haymaker after another, and the crowd absolutely loved it. They were eating it up. It's a love affair between him and this city, especially when he's tearing it up like that. He delivered a beauty tonight.
We certainly hope you've enjoyed our special Christmas Day broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. Jingle bells. Ho, ho, ho.
For Shaka Claus,
Kenny the Elf Smith,
and Ernie the Reindeer Johnson.
We'll see you again soon. Good night, everybody.
Reindeer.